heading to our pre-construction meeting. I hope you all. Hey, Donnell. Yes. Representing for NextHome Properties. All right, you guys. See you in a little bit.
Perimeter, the lines. Okay, and your house is set up like this. When you're looking at your home from the street, your garage is on the right. Okay,
That's standard.
Sometimes they're flat. It's called standard or reversed. Standard doesn't have anything to do with features or options. It's just a standard plan. Okay.
What's the structural options? Okay, y'all, so we had our pre-construction meeting, and that means that everything is coming and moving along. We are about to get busy. So freaking excited. So I, before the pre-construction meeting, I came up with some questions that I wanted to ask our sales manager and the project manager, so that way I'll know what to look forward to, what's going to be happening. If once they gave us the information, whether or not I had any follow-up questions. So I'll just go right to it. Basically, when we got there, well, we had the pre-construction meeting in the model home that I gave you all a tour of on one of my last videos, and I'll link it up here. But basically, when we got there, they gave us an agenda of the whole layout of how the meeting went. They went over the architectural plans of our lot and our home. First, we confirmed all of our design studio selections, structural selections, basically the whole list of everything that we chose when we were in the design center, and our structural choices. They confirmed our house type, elevation, structural options, our floor plan layout, the windows, and exterior color package. As far as the windows, that was a question that I did have prior to going in. In the county that we stay in, there is a regulation to have a certain number of windows on the side of the home. Luckily, we were able to get 2 additional windows in the 2 of the secondary bedrooms on the side of the house. That's even better. So basically, those 2 bedrooms will have more sunlight, which is a plus. We also went over the exterior color package. The next bullet was site and grading plan. So basically, we went over the placement of the home, where the home will lie on the lot, where our lot is in the cul-de-sac. Our lot and the lot, if you're looking directly at it, the lot to the right of it, we will have a slightly extended driveway, which is a plus because that means we'll have more parking for whoever we entertain. But we're going to have a longer driveway, and then our house will sit you know, a little further back on the lot. It was definitely guaranteed that we'll still have a whole lot of space in the backyard. There won't be any issues with that. When they start building the house on the lot, the black barriers that would be dividing our lot from the other lots next to us, the space will most likely be larger than our actual space, because when they dig the dirt out, the dirt expands. It gets, you know, nice and full and pillowy, I guess you can say. And so they need to have space to displace that dirt, and they want to have it separated so that way they know what dirt needs to go into which hole. When I go out there, I'll show you where our boundaries are, but then when you see the black barriers, just know that that is not all of our lot. Even though we do have a sizable lot, all of that space is not ours. They just need to have space to move the dirt from the hole to the house, or to the side of the house, and then they'll be able to put the dirt back in once everything is finished. We spoke about the drainage of the lot, including any slopes or swales. I don't think we have any swales, but we don't have any slopes. It's going to be a flat lot, but the drainage is going to be, the name of the drainage is called a The name of our drainage is called a hung sewer. The hung sewer means that, okay, so basically the drainage of the water is going to be below the ground level, and our house is above ground level, of course. And so when water needs to be drained, it's going to have, I guess, like it's going to be like a S-shaped drainage. So that way, when the water is drained from inside, it's going to go over, down, and under, and out to where you know, where the sewage is. And so there's no problem with that. He also said that if the power goes out, that we should not use the bathroom in the basement, because there's power that needs to be able to push the water from out of the, you know, drains downstairs, down the little S part, and then through the out part or whatever. So whatever, however, whatever, we just know, but we'll have what, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 more other 4 other toilets to use in the house if we can't use the bathroom downstairs in the basement. Also, he said that there's a very small chance that our power will go out in these new developments. Evidently, the technology has improved, so that way there won't be any issues with the power going out. But if it does go out for whatever reason, we can't use the basement bathroom because of the hung sewer. The electricity pushes the water out, as I've already explained. We talk about the easements and limits of clearing. The easements are, say you're walking in front of someone's house and then there's like a small little patch of grass, sidewalk, and then the person's yard. The easements are the small little patches of grass, and the easements also contain where people's power lines, water lines, gas line, maybe not power lines, gas lines and water lines will be. And so people won't have to worry about, like if work needs to be done on somebody's lines or whatever, they'll spray paint the color all in your yard. You won't have to worry about the spray paint in your yard because all those lines will be in the easements, which is towards the front of the house. And you don't have to worry about that on your grass. We went over the new home construction process and timeline. The timeline, they're still saying that we should be closing February, March sometime. So hopefully that stays the same. Of course, we're building during the cold weather months, and so there's a chance that we may get some type of bad weather. But they did say that they can work in snow, but they cannot work in rain. So we'll see. Hopefully, there won't be any too much bad weather during this time, or too much rain during this time that will prevent them from proceeding with building our home. We also spoke about the visitation policy. We had to sign a form basically telling us, due to safety, we had to let them know when we plan on, or when I plan on going to the lot or going to the house to visit, do whatever. They definitely encourage you to go to the home, make sure everything is doing good, make sure everything is right. However, when we go, we have to make sure we let them know when we're going, so that way they can let us know whether or not it's safe to go. They don't want us to go in there interrupting the workers. There has been times where people will go into their homes while workers are there. They'll just up and leave because they don't want to. I don't know if this is just a COVID situation or what, but they said that there have been times where the workers will just leave if visitors or a homeowner comes in because they don't want to, be in the same vicinity as someone who's not working, I guess, whatever that case may be. We also had to sign a form about having a home inspection during the process. Basically, our project manager said that it is encouraged to have, they don't encourage it, but if we wanted to have an outside inspector come and inspect the home, he recommends it to be done before their actual planned inspection, so that way if my private inspector finds something, then they can get it done before the major inspection by the county. So he said that before any major event happens, so after the foundation has been poured, there would be an inspection at pre-drywall, and I want to say the final walkthrough. Anytime that we wanted to have an inspector come in, we should have them to come in before our builder's inspection, so that way it can be taken care of before the inspection mandated by the county. We also went over the terms of the warranty. We got the terms of the warranty when we first signed the contract. However, they kind of skimmed over different things in the warranty, and everybody, of course, every builder's warranty is different. So I'm not going to go over the details of our builder's warranty. However, if you are building, make sure you go over your warranty line by line, so that way you can understand what is being covered by, or what will be covered by the builder and what will not be, or how long things will be taken care of or be covered. I had questions or concerns prior to coming to the pre-construction meeting, so I'm going to give you those questions and the answers to those questions that I had. As I told you, we're not getting our basement finished with the builder. We're having a separate contractor come. Now, when the contractor comes, we're going to have our wet bar where, I guess you could say, where Stanley Martin has the wet bar located on the plan. We're going to have it moved to a different area, and so the contractor wanted to make sure that our rough end for the wet bar was available and put in a place where it's where we want to have the wet bar. And when I asked about moving the wet bar, the project manager said as long as we have the rough end, the contractor will be able to add the plumbing to the to the where we want the wet bar without any problems, so there won't be any issues. There really is no moving of the rough end. I asked about whether or not one of the rooms in the basement will have an egress window. I found out that if we have a walkout, there's no need for an egress window. So basically the egress window, the way it's set up is if your basement is underground, you need a space from that bedroom or whatever room that you want to have the egress window. You need a space to have an actual window cut out, so that way someone can climb out of the window if there's an emergency, if there's a fire or whatever. And since our home is on a will be a walkout, there's no need for someone to climb out of the window and climb up through the egress window. There will be an actual regular window. So an egress window is no need. There will be no need for an egress window. It will just be a regular window. I wanted to make sure that that was included because the room where the window will be, I want to have that as an additional bedroom. That will be the guest bedroom. What I was told was that once they break ground, there will be about 3 weeks for foundation being laid and termite treatment. And then after those 3 weeks, then it should be about 3 months before we settle. I wanted to know about the number of water heaters that we will have and their location. We will have 2 water heaters. They both will be 50 gallons each. They will be located in the basement, in the in the storage space. And the locations of the air conditioners outside, well, the air conditioner and water heaters will be downstairs in the basement, but the portion of the air conditioner that is outside, I wanted to know the location, so that way when it does come on or when it goes off, it won't be a whole bunch of loud noise outside the window, especially if I'm in my office. I may be recording videos. I need it to be quiet. I don't want to have a type of noise, whatever, sorry. But anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. I don't want it to be a whole bunch of loud noise outside of the windows wherever the air conditioner will be. And it was explained to me that the location of the air conditioner outside is normally on the side outside where the stairs are. I guess if your stairs are not in the middle of your home, but if your stairs are on the side of the home, the air conditioner is located where the stairwell is on the outside part, I guess you can say. And so yeah, and where our stairwell is, of course, there's no room there, so it won't be an issue for me. During the meeting, we were talking about different things. Of course, I can't ask a question about something that I don't already know about. So as we were talking throughout the meeting, there were things that came up. I wanted to know about whether or not we'll have steps, trees, and the landscape of our yard. We will have about 2 steps leading up to the front porch of our yard. I want to say our county has to have 1 tree in our front yard, so we'll have at least 1 tree in our front yard. And of course, this is a new build. It'll be like one of those baby trees, but at some point in time it will grow old along with us. And we, of course, as I stated before, our builder does include landscape for the yard. So we will have, like, of course we will have grass, and then we will have like the basic shrubbery around the front of our yard. I wanted to know if our washer and dryer hookups will be electric or gas. We will have a gas stove, but I wanted to know whether or not our washer and dryer will be. And he said that we will have an electric washer and dryer hookups. Oh, something that Brandon, my husband, asked about was, this is when we were talking about grading of the land, and the project manager was talking about the slope of our driveway. We will have, I forgot what let's see if it's on here, what the degree of the slope will be. I think it's going to be a 4.2% slope, but it's going like, say if this is the house, it's going this way instead of going down. So any water that goes down, any water that comes, it will not go into the house, it will go away from the house. So it's going to be a 4.2 slope on our driveway. But what came up was that Brandon asked whether or not, or about putting salt on the driveway. He said he does not recommend anyone to put salt on your driveway when melting snow. he said that we should use kitty litter or sand, and he does not recommend the salt at all. If people still decide to use salt, he recommends you wait at least 3 years before putting salt on your driveway. Basically, salt breaks up the concrete and makes it all rigid. It makes it, it's not smooth anymore. So that's something to remember. Also, after our meeting, I had some follow-up questions. I wanted to know whether or not the interior paint color in the model home will be the same interior paint color that will be painted in our home. And it's not. She ensured that the paint that will be in our home is lighter than the paint in the model home. I wanted to know whether or not she could provide us with a copy of our rear and side elevations. Of course, we've been had a picture of our front elevation, but I wanted to know whether or not I can get a picture of the side and the rear of our elevation to see what it looks like from both points. I wanted to know the total square footage of our house before and after we get our basement finished. The square footage of our house before having the basement finished will be 3,375 square feet. However, after the basement is finished, it will be 5,050 square feet. And the reason why the space or the amount of square footage increases is square footage is defined by the finished space. And so once we get the entire basement finished, it will increase and will be 5,050 square feet. I wanted to know whether or not we will have lamp posts in the neighborhood, so that way it won't be dark at night. And she said she would have to ask our project manager to get clarification on this. I think when I rode around after I asked these questions, it was confirmed that there are lamp posts. I just hate driving into a dark neighborhood. There's been times where I've driven into neighborhoods and at night it's pitch black. And I'm like, how do you expect for people to drive around safely in our neighborhood if we don't have light? I mean, of course we have lights on our cars, but I would rather have lamp posts throughout the neighborhood for safety, of course. The last question I asked was, are there any known delays regarding materials? And she said, at the moment we know of window and cabinet delays. However, we have already placed orders for both of these items. Please keep in mind things are constantly changing and new issues can occur. So basically, hopefully no other issues will occur, but what she's saying is, when these homes were, I guess when these homes were purchased, they had already put in the order for our cabinets and our windows. So by the time those things are put in, hopefully there won't be any issues with them being delivered. And I believe that is it. Make sure you all follow our homepage, Chateau on Instagram. Also, I have been documenting a bit of information on my blog. Make sure you check out my blog, More Life with Courtney. Make sure you all are also following our Instagram page, Chateau de More. I have been posting a lot of cute little things about the updates of our house, about what's going on, and I don't want you all to miss out because it gets some action over there. I do different polls and different decor inspiration posts and stories on there. I give other educational information about the processes of our home. I don't want you all to miss out. I'm on there more often than once a week. I post about 3 times a week on Instagram, so make sure you follow our homepage, Chateau de More. And I guess I will see you all on the next video.